What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Death Battle. We are the cast and crew of Death Battle and so much more. Hi, I am Ben, voice of Wizard in that show where we make people fight to the death. Joined by Liam, a writer.
I'm Liam. I am a writer and director on the show. And the voice of Spider with a top hat.
Hey,
Yes.
we can finally talk about it. Let's
go.
The voice of Spider with the top hat, which was fantastic. By the way, if you have not seen the latest Death Battle, you should definitely do that. We are also joined by Billy, who's directing DBX.
That's me. And I'm also the voice of Ringmaster. I shout a lot. Whee! And over
So
here.
happy.
And we've got Kdin, who's here to destroy me today.
Welcome back. I'm here again.
Did you just
so
welcome
happy.
yourself back? Kdin's
I
just
did,
taking
of
over the show,
course.
guys.
Of course. Now, hey, listen. Now that I'm in Death Battle, you know what? By the way, I've killed Chad. I've taken Chad's spot. I'm the new boomstick.
Yeah, it's official.
No, in actuality, I'm the voice of Death Battle's own Steven Universe! Yay! I made it, everybody! We finally did it! We finally have a Death Battle! Go watch it! It's really great. And everybody had fun. We made some sandcastles. Nothing went wrong. It was perfect. Garnet was there, and Pearl was there, and Amethyst was there. We had a barbecue. Starved.
there was a barbecue.
Oh, man! You can't say that!
And somebody won $650. I'm not entirely sure who, though.
You guys let me come back.
Yeah, for some reason.
So-
we have a wonderful matchup to discuss. But on that note, I do want to express, like, we are super happy with how Steven Universe for Star Butterfly turned out. If you have not seen it, go check it out. It is out now for everybody on both Rooster Teeth and on YouTube. And yes, Kdin and Liam are in it, in the fight, doing some ridiculous shenanigans. Kdin, when you first jumped in, doing a little Q&A for acting, what is it like voicing a death battle? Is there anything different with voicing a death battle for you than anything else you've done?
Probably the biggest difference is that it's probably the most vocally strenuous thing that, you know, I've done in the sake of, like, here we're going to be recording for about an hour and a half, and about a third of it is going to be a lot of screaming, like, which is not an insignificant amount. I mean, usually, like, VO recording is about hour to 2 hours long, and it's mostly the first, 50 minutes is packed with the normal stuff, and then if there is a lot of vocally strenuous stuff, it's added to the end. Death Battle is all vocally strenuous for the most part, which is super. I say this as somebody who's done this for a very long time. I love doing the screams more than anything else. It is difficult, and it takes a long time to be able to scream without it hurting, because it's a learned skill. And I know a lot of people who want to do VO, they're just like, I just want to go into a booth and do, like, the Super Saiyan charge. It's like, that's cool and all, but it hurts.
It's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
It hurts a lot.
You need proper, like, vocal support, which in, like, the diaphragm and in your chest. And it's amazing, actually. Like, the best way to learn it is to study, like, babies, because babies, no joke, can scream for hours and hours and hours and never lose their voice.
Yep.
It's because when they're lying on their backs, they have amazing vocal support, completely unintentionally. But yeah. So when I was in acting school, that was one of the things we were learning about, was, like, tapping into that, like, infantile vocal support for, like, screams. And yeah, it's true. When you do that right, you don't run out of your voice doesn't start breaking.
When I did one of Steven's screams, because I recorded a couple of different screams for Steven, because there's a couple of them in there. I actually, like, moved my mic down so I was, like, sitting on the floor, and I, like, angled the mic up so it's like it's up here, and I'm sitting on the floor, and I'm just laying back like this. I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna give you a scream now. So here we go. And it I think the first thing that came out it was very quiet, and then Ben, you just went, "Wow, okay, all right."
Yeah, I mean, it's we have to make sure on our auditions for death metal, characters, we mentioned that it's vocally stressful session because 50% of it is just screaming, more than 50% of it, because
Oh yeah.
it's dialogue, but you're also screaming the dialogue while you're fighting. There's a lot going on.
Still though,
just
my
an
favorite
ecstasy,
line
that's
in
it.
that entire death battle is, "What did sandcastles ever do to you?" It's just it's so honest and so just like it's the most Steven that's there. It's just like the most unabashed and honest Steven. It's like, he just wants it's just a sandcastle competition, please.
He's a man that likes the sandcastles.
I
Gotta get
appreciate you
sandcastles.
mentioning that, because that's a line I added at the very end, because I was like, I feel like Steven would just be confused about all of this, and he needs something like this. Something like this line. All right. Well, definitely go check that out if you have not. We're not going to spoil it for you right here. This is not the Q&A. Guys, don't spoil the episode, right? This isn't the Q&A for Steven versus Star. We will probably have a Q&A episode for a bunch of episodes later on down the line. We have a community death battle to get to. It is time to talk about 2B versus Winter Schnee, chosen by Kdin, I assume just because it rhymes.
Okay, so there's a whole like list of reasons why I picked these two, and a lot of people are just I actually got a significant amount of people being just like, how in the world are these two in any way possibly related, and why would you pick them to be together? And the answer is, I was originally thinking maybe it should be 2B versus Penny, but I thought better of it. And then I delved a little bit deeper into it. And, you think about it, they're both military women. They are both very hard asses. They have floating weapons. They happen to lose their closest friend, who also happened to be a synthetic human with more emotions than they actually have. So there's a lot of little intricacies that make them similar, besides the fact of, they are attractive women with white hair.
I mean, isn't that enough though?
I mean,
we don't need a crazy amount of,
I don't need to put that much thought into it. But
yeah, it's fine. Before we do jump into this, I will say there are probably going to be major spoilers for RWBY Volume 8 mentioned as we talk about Winter. It's the Atlas arc, right? So a lot of stuff happens. Not gonna say anything just yet, but if you haven't watched it and you don't want anything spoiled, totally cool to just jump out right now. You've been warned.
Your ears.
Okay.
Yes.
You have been warned.
Your ears.
I'll give you 3 more seconds because I'm about to spoil it all right now.
Do you want to get started on
your, yeah, let's I have a little bit of an opening thing because people were asking questions, and I feel like it's important to get some stuff out of the way. People were asking a lot in the social post. So let's answer that first. Before we get too far into things, let's set some ground rules, all right? First, spoilers. Winter Schnee will be set to her highest strength possible, meaning we will be talking about, Winter Maiden Winter Schnee. And hey, why not? Let's let her keep that Atlesian power armor that she's been wearing lately. So, we'll give her a little bit of an extra boost there. Secondly, because I saw a lot of people talking about this, we will not be allowing 2B to jump into a secondary body if her current one is destroyed. We're also going to allow 2B to harm a human because it kind of goes against her protocols, but for the sake of a death battle here, we kind of need her to let her actually kill someone. And this is also a one-on-one match. So no nines and no Penny to back them up. And we're going to try and keep this as fair as possible. With that said, this is going to be a bloodbath because my Yorha android's abilities are nothing to sneeze at, okay? So Ben, get ready to feel like General Ironwood, because if you're not regretting your choices in your maiden candidate yet, you will be. And by the end of this, the mantle of Winter Maiden will go to me. So just watch as me and 2B bring glory to mankind, while Ben and his little ice queen will be left out in the cold. So 2B is kind of a badass.
Well, there goes my main argument that 2B can't kill people. No. All right, let's see.
Yeah, Ben, did you sign off on these rules?
This is the first I'm hearing about it. So, Kdin is officially taking over Death Battle, apparently. No, I think it all makes sense. And I mean, that's a lot of it fits under the typical Death Battle rules. Anyway, we want to put them at their maximum potential, right? And if there's a rule that they specifically, it's like the Batman rule, right? Like Batman doesn't kill, but if we put him in a death battle and we give him that rule. Poor Batman. We're just screwing him over.
It's just no fun.
What are we doing? So
it's not fun at all.
No, it all makes sense to me. All right, you can start my 60-second clock. I don't have anything written. I didn't really have time to put anything together, but Winter Schnee is powerful as shit, and I don't think I think 2B is going to have a hard time dealing with just the amount of stuff Winter's going to be able to throw at her. Not only does she have one of the most complex and useful semblances in the entire series of RWBY. But she has, of course, the winter powers, or the maiden powers. So she's able to create constructs, basically summon constructs. She's able to create glyphs that function for both defense, support, and offense. And she has complete control over all elements, every single element. It's not just ice, because she's winter. It's every single element. Just the sheer variety of everything she's got. Also, she's got dust in her swords. 2 swords, 2 conduits for dust. There's a lot to work with there, and I think Winter is going to can't think of a good pun. Win.
I think you think 2B is not going to be.
There we go. See, that's why he's the writer.
2B or not to be, that's the.
Okay. Well, that's cute. That's cute. That's a nice opening argument. But you said that you're worried that 2B won't have the armaments to battle. Ooh, unfortunately for you, 2B has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 swords. Those are the small ones. And then another 9 large swords. And then another 9 spears. And then, she also can use her bare fists, but another 8 actual fist combat bracers. And that's just her weapons. That's not including her pod, which has a laser, mirage, a giant hammer, a blade, spears, a reflector shield, a giant aura shield, a wave blast, a tether wire, a additional decoy, a time slowing ability, a repair, a bomb, a gravity field, an electrical volt, several missiles, and a full-on scanner, which can just scan Winter, basically itemize her, strengths and her not strengths, and just put her in her paces. And that's also saying that's okay, so what has 2B gone against? Several giant city-sized mecha monsters, including one that is actually a giant device designed to control the weather and destroy the world. And 2B blew that up. Or I should say, A2 blew that up, but A2 and 2B, again, spoilers since we're talking about this, A2 and 2B are actually the same type of android. So if we're scaling 2B and A2, they're about on par. So if A2 can do it, then 2B can do it. So and that's just what she's got on her. And listen, as an Atlas Academy graduate myself, I know what they get up to there. And Winter is great, but she has her faults. That is to say that she leans so heavily on her family summoning traits that she's probably going to not lean as heavily on her Winter Maiden powers as she probably should. But she'll also lean into the fact that, yes, her affinity is for ice. Yes, she can use other things, but she'll probably lean further into the ice, and that's not really going to help her here.
I think that's a little presumptuous.
I know her very well. Okay,
but can she beat Goku though?
Well, I mean, sure. Okay, please. Real quick one. We kind of forgot to go over the rules of what we're doing. So obviously, Kdin and I are going to be arguing for Winter and 2B. But the winner is up to the jury, which consists of Liam, Billy, and you. If you're watching this live, you can vote on the poll that's in the chat right now. If you're watching this on mobile, you can use #1 to vote for 2B or #2 to vote for Winter. I would suggest waiting till the end of our little discussion here
You don't have
to vote. Well, I mean, unless you want to vote right now, like go for it. But I might have a really good argument for you, so we'll see.
Oh, that's true.
Oh snap!
And of course, everybody can chime in at any point. Like, even though Kdin and I are the ones representing our characters, everybody's involved in the conversation, including you all in the chat. So, the Blade X says, Ben, please tell me that Kdin chose 2B before you could.
Yeah.
I don't actually know, because
Do you want me to? Do you want?
spoiler, I haven't played Nier Automata. Nier Automata, is that what it's called? I don't
Yeah.
know.
Nier Automata,
Yes.
yes.
Nier Automata. I haven't played, so I don't know. I would be terrible.
Here's what
for
happened.
2B.
Sam came to me. He's like, "Can you argue for 2B?" It's like, "Yes." And he goes, "Okay."
Oh, okay.
Sick of rando sliding into your team chat when you and your friends are playing them video games. Well, you need your own private Oasis, and that's Oasis is a free and easy to use add-on for Omen Gaming Hub. It creates a virtual room for you and up to 15 of your best buddies to play private gaming and have little watch parties and stuff, so you can watch each other play games. It's really cool. It's a useful tool, and it is just really nice and seamless and good, and it's a nice little oasis, as they keep saying. But Oasis isn't just any virtual room. It has a low latency 720p 30 frame per second screen sharing, which is a super useful tool. I've been doing a lot of screen sharing, especially through this pandemic with friends. It's a good way to kind of be playing games together like that. And it's just super nice. Like I said, the low latency bit of it is super useful. It's got great audio quality. You don't have to worry about any technical difficulties to get it playing. It's super easy to use. And because you can use voice or text chat while you share your screen or play along with someone else's, Oasis is the best way to hang out when we can't, hang out. Anyways, make sure you have Omen Gaming Hub installed, then get the Oasis add-on to build your own gaming paradise. Play together, watch together, chat together, share together, all with Oasis by Omen. Download Oasis on Omen Gaming Hub and try out the beta now. Go do that. It's really cool. Check it out. It's an awesome place. It's an awesome little app. Works great. That's me. I'll see you for the next ad later.
I can argue for either of these two.
Do. All right. So you're talking about how 2B has like a time slow ability or something like that. Winter also has a time dilation glyph. Talking about Winter not relying on her Winter Maiden powers and relying more so on her semblances. I mean, she's only used the Winter Maiden powers a few times, but every time we've seen her fight with them, she does rely on them almost explicitly while mixing them with her semblance. And I think she does it very well. She clearly gets a handle on the Maiden powers very quickly. I mean, she's been studying them literally for years, right? Like, she was being basically groomed to use them, so she knows what they can do even ahead of getting them. I don't think she's going to limit herself or be limited by the separation of power here whatsoever. I think it's just going to fit into her fighting style pretty naturally, as we have seen. And the glyphs, she can create a vast number of them. She can summon a vast number of creatures and control their size. And we know that she can summon more than a dozen Nevermores, which she could make gigantic. And she's suddenly got like 12 rocks flying around, essentially. I think she's just gonna. I don't think it matters how many swords 2B has, because she could just freeze them up, lock them down, and attack with all of her summons and all of her magic and all of her glyphs, and then her own swords. So,
good point.
I don't know. It doesn't feel like to me like 2B's arsenal is necessarily greater than hers. And we know, like, you bring up the this gigantic mech.
It's a giant magic powered weather machine that is it looks very akin to it's a robotic magic powered centipede that is the size of several skyscrapers stacked on top of each other. That is a basic weather controlling machine that is designed to blow up and destroy the world. And A2, who is a similar robot to android to 2B, which they're actually revealed later on to be the exact same model, was able to defeat it. So 2B, again, should be able to, because A2 took it down while injured. So that's injured.
Ronan says, don't worry, Ben, because it's a near fight, all history will be erased afterwards. I'm going to pretend like I know what that means and nod.
That's hard to argue.
So
What's the natural speed advantage in this fight, do you think? Like,
I was gonna say, because comparing, they both have time slows, but time slows are not all the same. Do we have some kind of reference for how much they slow down time?
Well, that actually kind of ties into what I was going to talk about in comparison to this gigantic robot thing. Winter is decidedly superior to the RWBY girls, right? And the RWBY girls were capable of fighting the Leviathan and the, I don't remember what it's called, the mech that fought the Leviathan, right?
But
they were able to match that.
But they were working on it as a team, and this is Winter solo. I will
Weiss
also
by
mention,
herself was able to knock him down with just her ice.
I will say though, you were saying that Winter was groomed to be the Winter Maiden the entire time. She didn't know that, actually. Not to mention, she didn't actually get to see any of any Maiden powers until fairly recently, because the previous Winter Maiden was in lockdown. So there wasn't anything to study because that previous Winter Maiden was dying the whole time.
Ironwood was familiar with the powers, and so, I mean, Ironwood is like, his whole thing is, I'm going to be prepared for literally everything.
How did that work out for him?
Well,
it was just great.
But I can't imagine he wouldn't have been prepping Winter with the information that he has. He literally told her everything. Like, sure, in Volume 3, she wasn't aware of all that. But then by the time we meet up with her in Atlas, she's aware of everything because Ironwood has filled her in. So,
it has been about 6 to 9 months since then, so she knows. I don't know if 6 to 9 months is enough. Like, as much as I love Winter, like, trust me, I love
very
Winter.
Quickly, when the leader of the Aesops gets off, like, she just fills in because she's already better than them.
And well,
like, that's how skilled she is.
She's also like barking orders and not very good at it.
I mean, she's comparable to them.
I mean, comparable in power, but I don't know about leadership skills.
Well, we're not doing a leadership battle, are we? We're doing a death battle, right?
That's true. That's true.
Can kill faster. But going back to what you were talking about, comparing to the RWBY girls, we know that the RWBY girls can match Mercury in combat, and we talked about Mercury on a previous Death Battle cast, and we know that Mercury is faster than lightning. Like, we know that for certain. And the RWBY girls are faster than just natural lightning. But Winter was fast enough that when she was dueling Crow, Mercury couldn't keep up. He could not follow their duel. So she's clearly many, many times faster than lightning. Far into the hypersonic speed category. So I think she's incredibly quick.
Would I know Penny has some lasers, I believe. Has anyone dodged those or reacted to those lasers in RWBY?
So yes, people have dodged those lasers. I will say that, and again, I don't know why I'm helping Ben, but I'm going to help Ben here for a minute. After Winter gets the Winter Maiden powers, Ironwood pulls out the Penny Killer and shoots it directly at her. She reacts with enough time to not only fully understand its trajectory and speed, but be able to reflect it with her sword. And that thing is basically like designed to kill a android maiden, which you can't get any more powerful than that.
I'm going to hurt my own argument and say that I don't think we can necessarily justify either the anti-Penny laser or Penny's lasers as light speed lasers. I'm not sure if we can do that. But yeah, she was able to deflect a beam that was designed to kill a maiden.
Yes.
Effortlessly, instantly, as soon as she got the powers. Like, again, going back to my idea
within
that
seconds,
she was preparing for it. As soon as she gets the powers, she flies up into the air, deflects the anti-maiden, essentially, laser beam, and is like, all right, I'm good. I'm going to fly off and duel a maiden who has had the powers for a pretty decent, long time at this point. Years, technically, if you count Amber. Her taking half the power from Amber. That was her name, right? The previous fall maiden?
You got it right. Yeah. Congratulations.
I know what I'm talking, sort of, what I'm talking about.
She also lost to that exact maiden, though, just so we're clear. She lost real hard.
Well,
She lost to Cinder twice, and Cinder doesn't have a great track record at winning.
she lost to Cinder. Well, actually, she lost to Cinder when she didn't have the maiden powers, when Winter didn't. But she was able to keep up with her for quite a while.
I will
to give
say that
Penny-
she can't possibly have faster than light. There's no way, because she would have been able to catch Weiss then.
I guess the question, Kdin, is what is
Ouch.
2B's natural speed like? It's a video game, so it's kind of hard to tell, I suppose. But I feel like 2B is slower than Winter.
You'd say that, but she has. I'd probably scale it closer to how Bayonetta can dodge lasers and lightning in that same way and react in, micro and nanoseconds. So, if not similar, slightly faster than Winter. Just because,
the best speed feed I'm seeing in terms of calc stuff is 2B flying from their space station to the ground level in like less than a minute. I think it's 28 seconds, which would be Mach 39,000, Mach 40,000.
Although part of
That's what
falling.
I'm seeing in terms of.
Okay, that's really fast.
It's just
falling would be.
falling would
It
just
take
be.
take you a long ass time to get to ground level.
Oh yeah,
just
she's
falling.
boosting through it, but yeah.
Yeah.
She also has.
She's falling with style.
She also has boosters, which is she can turn into a jet with additional armaments. So she can go even faster than her normal top speed if she has that.
Winter can turn into a jet with magic.
What I am seeing
To a
that's
weather
very interesting
jet.
is so did the Spring Maiden? Because I'm not up to date on RWBY feats. Can the Spring Maiden create a storm? Did that happen?
Any maiden can create a storm.
Yes, they have
okay.
complete control
created a
over
storm.
elements.
Penny created a storm
Mhm.
pretty effortlessly. They can just summon it. Yes,
Yeah.
I was actually going to bring that up. Winter can literally create a blizzard and slow
storms
2B down.
Are quite powerful, right? Like creating a storm is going to be into like the triple digit kilotons or low megatons of energy. Because they're huge masses.
It is
of, like,
small and
basically water
localized
being
storm, though. It is small and localized. It is not like this. Wouldn't be able to fill like we're not filling an Olympic-sized pool with this. We're filling a small school auditorium with this storm.
I don't know. I'm looking at the calc. I'm not 100% sure. But it seems like they're taking the distance from seeing storm clouds in the distance and measuring it that far. I'm trying to discern. But they might be larger than that. If that's true, then I would say that the maidens are probably, well, I don't know how powerful 2B is, but I would say that that's probably quite powerful. Potentially more so than
I don't know if it's necessarily a localized storm at all times.
Through 100 redos of
they're able to
calc.
fill up a large
here we go.
amount of space with it. It just so happens that when we see them doing it, it's in a smaller area, I think.
We have an instance where Amber's doing something early on.
Right. She creates a big storm.
Right. She creates a relatively. She creates a lightning storm specifically. To call it out, she creates a lightning storm specifically, and it appears within several seconds, and then dissipates just as quickly. So it's one of those things that is like, how long can it be held? We've never seen it last more than X amount of time, which is maybe a few moments.
Pretty sure Raven creates one for a pretty decent time.
Oh yeah, this is calcing the Raven one. That's yeah,
she holds it for, I'm pretty sure, most of her fight with Cinder.
I think so, but Raven's also been a maiden for a significant amount of time.
Yeah, again, I don't know if that necessarily matters too much. I feel
think so?
Yeah, I don't think so. I feel like anytime we have seen a maiden, because again, like Penny, for example, Penny, unlike Winter, would not have had any training or preparation to become a maiden, and she gets the powers and is able to tap into them instantly. It doesn't feel like there's any sort of training period for the maiden powers to kind of click with the user. They just figure it out instantly.
It's more of a experience is more connected to skill in this case than maybe raw power. I don't know. I'm asking.
That's more
again,
like what I'm trying to
Winter would have
get
been
to.
preparing herself for this. And, okay, we don't know exactly what happens at the end of Volume 8 right now, right? Like, it's kind of up in the air. But, like, let's be honest here. Winter's taking on an entire army of Grimm. She's got that handled. She's totally got that handled. It's going to be fun.
I mean, in that same vein, 2B can handle hordes and hordes of robots at any particular time. Both,
right, I'm specifically mentioning that because she just got the winter powers, and she's totally going to be able to take them all out. I don't think anybody's arguing against that.
Oh,
right?
no.
She's totally going to kill all those Grimm, right?
No, my girl Winter is going to be fine. She might need therapy, but like physically, she'll be okay.
Well, all the characters in RWBY are going to need therapy.
Yeah, well, you're not wrong.
So that's it. Winter wins, right?
I mean, I don't think so. I don't think so. What is Winter's personal greatest feat?
Deflecting a beam designed to kill her right back at Ironwood instantly, right after getting the maiden powers, I guess. Sure.
Okay.
That's her greatest feat. But she scales to a lot of feats as well, just because she's more skilled than the RWBY girls, like taking on the Leviathan, things like that.
Right. She went one-on-one with Crow and was able to hold her own, which is no insignificant feat because Crow has been training for a significant amount of time. But if we're talking about specifically designed to kill X, Y, and Z, then 2B went up against an EMP generator designed specifically to kill her and things like her. And not only was she able to power through the blast that's supposed to dismantle her, but push through it and then blow it up from the inside out.
Okay. Good for her.
Ben, oof.
I mean, I really don't know what to make of that because I haven't played the game. I'm sorry. But, because, like, Winter's not going to be throwing EMPs at her.
No, but if you're fighting something that runs on electricity and you have the control over elements, the first thing you would probably do is, well, let me shut that thing down with some extra electricity, right?
Sure, just a lightning blast.
Yeah.
So she could power through that. Sure, that's great. Good for 2B. Claps for 2B. What about freezing her solid?
She'd be able to heat up from the inside out. Also, she has her pod, which can, not only reflect that if need be. There is various forms of shields that can block any of those things, but if need be, there's also the pod can break her out of it immediately.
Okay. Well, what about just looking at the list of powers she has? Oh, what about when a manticore bites her face off?
You ever gone to a public restroom and left the door open while you're taking a pee? No, you wouldn't. That's insane. So why wouldn't you use a VPN? Because it's pretty much like using the internet the same way. You wouldn't do it. Don't leave your doors open. Your ISP's spying on you. They're bad. You don't want your ISP. You want Verizon to know what you're up to? No, you don't. They're weird. Don't like them. So yeah, get a VPN, especially ExpressVPN with us, because these good boys and girls and non-binary pals over at ExpressVPN make the juiciest VPN. It protects all your juice so that nobody knows what's going on and that your business is business. Even if you use incognito mode, you think, oh, nobody's watching me. No, they still are. That still works, but not with ExpressVPN because it serves all your data to their servers and nobody knows what you're doing. And it's really good. ExpressVPN creates a secure encrypted tunnel between your device and the internet so no one else can also get in on that tunnel, right? It's even easier than closing the bathroom door. Just fire up the app, one click, boom, we're going. ExpressVPN. And ExpressVPN works on phones, laptops, even routers, so you're protected no matter what you're doing. It's not just a home PC thing. Your laptop and your phone can also be protected using ExpressVPN. It's just super useful, especially these days when we've been in, the pandemic and working from home and stuff, to have an additional layer of internet security, moving all these files around and doing all that good stuff. So it's a game changer. It's awesome, and it's so simple to use. So secure your online activity by visiting expressvpn.com/RWBY. DBC today. That's ExpressVPN, EXPRESSVPN.com/DBC, and you can get an extra 3 months for free. What a good deal. ExpressVPN.com/DBC. Go check it out.
I mean, she can still run. Like, she doesn't need a face. She's an android.
That's it. I guess I'm lost.
What if the big monster attacked the robot? But the big monster is still not big. The glyph summoned manticores can't, like, no joke. They're pretty, tanky, grim to fight, but that's pretty on par with 2B's natural baseline enemies in the game that, she fights. She literally fights giant tanks with rockets at all times, and that's a normal enemy. That is a typical average enemy. Not even like
fine.
Upscaling to something a little bit more dangerous.
I think Winter would only use her summons as sort of distractions anyway, or overwhelming mechanics, and she would rely on her magic and her own ability primarily. Anyway,
so yeah, you keep talking about creating these storms and using these these magical weather maiden powers to fight. Again, I will remind you, one of the feats that is listed is a giant weather controlling, world dominating machine that is several skyscrapers tall, that shoots lasers and energy bullets at light speed, and A2, while injured, destroys it. And A2 is injured in that moment, but A2 at her best scales to 2B. So
when you say world dominating, what does that mean specifically? Like what?
It's meant to destroy the planet, the entire planet.
Like kaboom, like smash, or like overtime, like
no, like
wreck the planet.
Explosion, like
explosion.
Like it can take down the planet super easily.
Heard that before.
Also, 2B does have unlimited stamina.
But
Winter
2B,
will get tired.
If the planet exploded, would 2B die?
See, here's where things get fun. 2B has one thing that Winter... I was so waiting for this. 2B has one thing that Winter doesn't have.
All right, well, that's a great time to end our discussion.
No.
Go ahead.
2B has something that Winter could never possibly have. 2B has an ability to self-destruct. And unlike most self-destructs, 2B doesn't absolutely end her own life with it. She actually keeps herself at 1% of her health, meaning she does 99% of her own health in damage times multiplied by 9.999%, which scales to her level. So if we're talking about her max capacity, it's her own personal health at 99% multiplied by 9.999% repeating. So we're talking about a decently sized nuclear bomb.
Is
not,
that
I wouldn't say necessarily the most, I wouldn't say like the bigger upper echelons of nukes, but we're talking probably mid-tier.
Okay. Is that little sliver, that 0.000 whatever percent, is that the black box? Is that referring to like it leaves her black box? Which is like the like
no, we're not
contains her data.
We're not talking about the black box.
Okay.
Because the black box is the full on. Like that is the like she gets destroyed and then has a new body in there.
Yeah.
But this is her normal self-destruct. We're not scaling it to like I'm not talking like, because if we're talking about the black box, it would be triple that, because it does completely destroy that body. The self-destruct is a smaller scale and a much more localized, basically mini nuke.
Okay.
Gotcha.
I will say just to, because we do need to get to the next segment, we do have a DBX to show off. I will say, I think Winter can still scale to that level of power because Vine was able to contain the power of a mini nuke, something capable of obliterating a city instantly. Now, 1-to-1, it might not be a very good comparison because of what happens in that scene, but he was able to contain that level of power. So Winter being a capable ace op, having far more powers available than Vine did, including the magic of the Maiden, should be able to reach that level of power, or at least compete with it in some way. And that, I don't know. I just still feel like the amount of stuff Winter has, the different kinds of glyphs, the ones that can stop. She's got one that can stop, like literally hold to be in place. The gravity ones, time dilate, shoot projectiles, block attacks, make her move super fast, attach herself in the air. She can fly. She's got so much magic. I think she can hacks her way through.
I mean, that's exactly why I picked 2B, because 2B has this time dilation, the gravity, the control over various elements. They're very on par with each other as far as like their own, it's like their own repertoire of additional armaments. Like, again, time dilation, 2B's got that. Gravity control, 2B's got that. Missiles, lasers, scanners, control over electricity, decoys, doubles, giant blades, summoning spears, summoning magical weapons. 2B can do all of it. Same thing. And she's got a little bit more of a nuclear option as well.
Well, okay, fine. But it's not up to us. It's up to the jury. We will get the votes from the jury in just a little bit. If you have not voted in the chat, please do so. You can think about it for a little bit as we get into our next segment. But again, if you're watching on mobile, you type #1 for 2B, #2 for Winter Schnee. Winner Schnee, more like. All right, let's get to finding out what's going on. Billy, it's almost here.
Hey, it's my time! Yay!
Yay! Woo!
I'm taking over the schedule.
What should people be expecting from DBX?
Oh, we got fights galore. We got lots of fights. In fact, one of them is already. We got voting up. So at this point,
yes, I believe it is up on the Death Battle Twitter. You can vote for who you think should win this upcoming DBX. Again, the way DBX works is you get to decide who wins. You can vote on the Death Battle Twitter, and that will determine which character wins the actual episode.
Yep. And for episode 1, we got Gogeta versus Vegito. So get over there and vote.
Oh my god, I love this. And
I have voted. I have voted.
Ooh. Should we know? No, we should know who you voted for. But I think we have a little sneak peek of that, right?
Yes, we do. I do believe.
Let's go ahead and check that out. Oh, that's so good.
They're so cute. The little tiny
the animation team did a fantastic job with that one.
I love it. And yes, DBX will be taking the spotlight for a bit as Death Battle goes on a brief hiatus between seasons. We are at the mid-season break of Death Battle Season 8 with the upcoming episode of Link versus Cloud. I think this is a rematch that people have been wanting for a long time. Link versus Cloud was our very first 3D episode we ever did. Way back in season 1 when we had no fucking idea what we were doing.
That's right.
You can definitely expect a very different episode. I mean, the winner might be the same, but the episode's going to be very different overall. But we'll see what happens.
We shall see.
The guy with the sword is going to win, probably. Yeah. I mean, who knows? Something crazy could happen. It's death battle, right?
Chocobo's gonna come on and like eat both of them.
Awesome. Yeah. When does DBX? I guess we just saw it. It's June 7th, right?
Yes, June 7th on Monday
Mhm.
for first members. And
Wow.
then the
Oh my
for
gosh.
YouTube.
It's already here. I'm
So
so
excited.
excited.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're also
how's that been
excited,
going for
Kdin.
you? What's it been like? Because you've been ringmaster since last season, right?
Season 4, so 3 seasons at this point with
3
this
seasons?
season. Yeah.
Oh, right. It's been multiple seasons. Wow.
Yep.
Okay. Time.
It's been a blur, for sure.
We've seen ringmaster in a couple different forms. That's right. We got a redesign as well. And Death Race. What is wrong with me? All right. But now you're doing a lot more. You want to talk a bit about what you've been doing with DBX and how that's been going for you?
Well, for this season, they kind of decided to give a crazy person showrunner, which is an interesting maneuver. But so it's been like it's like riding a crazy train that is flying all over the place. But I've been enjoying it, and I got to work a bunch with Liam for this season, so he got to do all the writing for us, and it's been frankly fantastic, Liam. I really was pleased with it.
Thank you very much.
got
Same here.
turned in.
It was a blast. It's gonna
Oh,
get
yeah.
kooky. It's gonna get unnecessarily violent.
I appreciate that Liam writes Ringmaster like he's slightly insane, and it's been getting worse. So definitely,
Yeah, it's like a whirlpool. It's like a swirling into madness. I'm really excited for not just the fights, but also the everything else that has to do with DBX this season.
Yep.
Because we've got perhaps some surprises.
Yep, we
Who
decided
knows?
we definitely
I do.
we definitely wanted to celebrate that Death Battle is 10 years old all over the place here too. So I think we got some of that in there.
I'm very curious. How do I want to put this? If this season of DBX, if you put up the Liam filter as much as we typically do, some of those Liam scripts get wild, man.
That's the best part,
great.
though. Let's go nuts.
Of course. Looking forward to it, man. Yeah, there's some crazy cool DBX ideas coming your guys' way. Gogeta versus Vegito versus Gogeta, being the first of many. And I love this like constant debate over which fusion is more powerful or whatnot, because like it feels like even the Dragon Ball team doesn't really want to give a straight answer, and
they've
is
directly
constantly
contradicted
upgrading each one.
themselves.
Yeah.
They have directly contradicted themselves multiple times.
Welcome to Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Where nothing matters. Where the
Brian's
power
answer
level
is,
doesn't
I don't
matter.
I don't give a fuck.
That's true. Power levels were designed in order to specifically not matter. But because who knows who's more powerful, Gogeta or Vegito? It's up to you guys.
Yeah.
It's out of
You
our
guys get to
hands.
decide.
Whatever. We don't need to figure it out.
You don't like it? Blame yourselves. You're voting.
Perfect. All right, I love it. Again, first episode of DBX is coming June 7th, and then there will be another episode every week after. Is it weekly, Billy? I cannot hear him. I don't know if you guys can.
I believe it is.
So it is weekly after that, and then Death Battle will return as this DBX season is wrapping up. All right, I love it. All right, so now it is time to figure out whether Winter or 2B wins this week's Community Death Battle. Okay, now let's take a quick break to thank our sponsor, Felix Gray. 5 long years ago, in the dark ages of blurry vision, eye strain, and headaches, Felix Gray realized that our eyes just weren't meant to look at screens all day. Which sucks, because that's basically all I do, so... They set out on a journey to design glasses that make daily screen time more comfortable and the workday more productive. And when they finally reached the peak of that mountain, they had created blue light lenses like no other.
No, really, they filter 15 times more blue light. Really good blue light glasses are hard to find. There's plenty of scams out there that I've had to deal with. If you can feel your screen time, start with the very best in blue light. Start with Felix Gray. They've also got non-prescription and prescription glasses too, if you're looking for those. So grab a pair of glasses made for the 21st century and designed for modern, hardworking eyes. You have nothing to lose, except maybe eye strain. Go to felixgrayglasses.com/battlecast for the best blue light glasses on the market. That's FELIXGRAY. Glasses.com/battlecast. Free shipping, free returns, free exchanges. felixgrayglasses.com/battlecast. Now, back to the Battlecast.
Okay. So hope everybody's got their votes in. We are going to start with the vote from Twitter. Same way you vote for DBX, you can vote for a community death battle on the Death Battle Twitter. That's just at Death Battle on Twitter. Let's go ahead and bring up the answers first for either one. Please, Brian. Since Chad is not here, Kdin, you are the new boomstick. Do you want to read Parker's answer?
Yeah, of course. 2B has this. 9S, 2B's partner, was able to survive riding a nuclear missile into a kaiju. Androids don't get tired, can pilot massively hypersonic flight units, has superpowered telekinesis. Remember the first boss? Oh, Ben, you don't. I'm sorry. And has pods and chips which have special powers and effects. It's all there. The armaments are there.
Telekinesis. I don't know if that. I don't know if it counts if you don't mention it.
I mean, the floating array.
It's for the weapons, right? Yeah.
It's for the weapons. Yeah.
Understood. Okay, well, let's go ahead and bring up the answer that's going to help me, hopefully.
Having played through Nier, I'm not sure how 2B wins unless she has her flight unit. Winter has a very deep bag of tricks, and 2B depends heavily on Pod, who, unlike in the game, is not invulnerable here, nor would have infinite ammo. I suppose that's true.
What if Yoko Taro was just like
big, Mick, large, huge for that answer?
What if Yoko Taro one day was like, actually, it's Tube. It's always been Tube, not 2B.
No, that's such a Yoko Taro move, though.
Yeah, within the mask, he's wearing the mask. He's rolling on the ground, and it goes, actually, it's Tube. And it's like, no, what about that? Like the Hamlet, it's like Tube. No, it's Tube.
No, it's
Fucking
Tube.
idiots.
It's nines, and it's a Tube.
Yeah,
always been Tube. I love it. All right, well, let's go ahead and bring up that poll from Twitter and see if I've got a chance.
Boy, I wonder.
Swish.
Oh, okay.
That's what I thought it would be.
2B 60%, Winter Schnee about 40%.
That's about
closer
right.
than I thought it would. That's than I thought it would be.
That's exactly what I was expecting. This is a lot more fair of a fight than people seem to be giving it credit for.
Okay. That's good to know. All right. So we have one vote for 2B already. There are 3 more votes to get through. We're going to start with Liam. Who are you voting for?
You know what? I can't believe I'm saying this. This is not what I thought I would be saying when I started this. I'm actually going to be voting for Winter. I think taking a little read, I'm like, the maidens are more powerful than I thought they were. I think speed is comparable, and I think Winter can match a lot of the stuff that 2B can do. I think the only thing that she could be concerned about is the self-destruct. But I think she has ways of either fighting from a distance or getting away from it that it wouldn't be a for surezies thing. So I'm shocking myself, and I'm actually gonna go Winter.
Ben's very happy.
It's okay, Liam. No, all right. Thank you, Liam. Thank you so much. So we are 1-1.
No problem.
Billy, who are you leaning towards? You are.
Left hand for 2B, right hand for Winter. Ooh, tie.
Okay, well, man. All right, fine. All right, we got 2 votes to be, 1 vote winter. Oh, okay, chat. It's up to you. We're gonna make this a tie. We're gonna make this a tie, right? Let's go ahead and bring up the vote from the chat. It's
Yay! Oh, devastating
okay, we could
loss
have had
for
an
the
epic
Winter
tie, but all
Bros.
right, guys. No.
Tube
All right.
wins.
Tube wins. Congratulations, Kdin. Oh man.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you, it's a lot more fair of a fight than people were kind of giving it credit for on social. Winter has a significant amount of things. It really would have come down to probably that self-destruct in most scenarios, because Winter would be able to push 2B to her limits. And it's the reason I picked it is because I figured they'd throw Ben at me, and it's just like, I want to make this fair. I gave Sam a couple choices, and they were all pretty comparable, and I wanted Ben to have a shot. But I guess Winter is no longer the Winter Maiden. I'll be taking that mantle with me after I leave, because alas, she has passed.
You chose this matchup because you felt sorry for me.
Well, I told you next time I'm here, I'm going to give you something that's very fair. And if you lose or you win, then it should be fine.
I want to do a fair matchup with Kdin. I want to do a fair matchup with Kdin. After this Spike Spiegel Gene Starwind bullshit.
That's true.
I didn't even get to pick. Sam just told me you're arguing for Gene. It's like, okay.
Kdin, let's do Hulk versus Farmer with Shotgun. I call Hulk!
I love it. We all know Kdin clearly loves Dragon Ball. You're good. All right. Well, that was awesome. I'm always excited to get like an interesting matchup we haven't really seen before in a community death battle. If you think this is an interesting matchup and want to see more of it, let us know if you think this should be a death battle, or if there's any other matchup that you think 2B or Winter would be great to have in an actual death battle episode, or a DBX. Again, DBX is coming out. The first episode of Gogeta will be out June 7th. Definitely want to check that out. These guys have some really interesting things coming up for DBX, and not just in terms of the matchups. Ringmaster might be getting a little company. But I think we can leave it at that.
No one's coming here. My show.
All right. Anyway, so you can vote for the next community death battle on the Death Battle Twitter once we figure out what it's going to be. We don't know. We figure it out as we go. We make this up as we go, right? But thank you so much for joining us. Kdin and Billy, thank you so much for jumping on. Liam, you're a regular at this point, so I don't need to thank you, right? It's fine. Thank you, though. Okay. Achievement Hunter is up next. If you're watching Rooster TV, stay tuned. And as we sign off, just remember to be kind to others, be kind to yourself, be awesome. See you next week. Take care.